and Twitter. Thank you for joining us today. Now, with the Madden Championships just around the corner, we decided to take two-star Seahawks rookies, cornerback Shaquille Griffin and wide receiver Amara Darboh, to put their skills to the test on Madden 18. They've battled it out at the Seahawks training facility out in Renton. Let's see who came out on top.
Welcome to the 2017 Madden Challenge. We're live here at the Seahawks training facility. Joining me right now, I got wide receiver Amara Darboh and defensive back Shaq Griffin. Fellas, what's up?
It's good. That belt looking good. The loser has to say the winner is the best Madden player they played on their IG snap.
That's cool, Shaq?
Cool?
No, that's good with me.
All right, then let's get it.
Let's get it. I'll see y'all at halftime.
Yeah, let's get it.
Coming up, we've got what can only be described as a mirror image matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and themselves. Blair Walsh of the Seahawks approaches and kicks it away. Here we go from Seattle. Tyler Lockett now with a return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. I'm about ready to put myself in cricket time. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. Here's Thomas Ross.
Ooh, play, boy.
What? He lost the football.
That would have hurt.
What?
That would.
I thought I picked it up.
Wow.
Oh, no. Tap A too fast.
Now Wilson. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
You read that,
and
too.
I read it good, too.
Killing that clock.
Yeah.
Wilson
Oh,
from the gun, he'll throw. He hits Baldwin right side.
Good tackle, Shaq.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Looking to throw on second down. Wilson throwing for his running back.
There we go.
And he loses the football a second time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. A short return. He stopped inside the 10.
You gotta make plays, man.
Oh, I'm sick.
You look at the guy who coughed it up and said,
Bro, that was a tug.
Let's take the kick.
Man, I got robbed out of that tub, bro.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with Larry Ridley for highlights and analysis of our first half of play.
Oh, get out of there.
Not too many highlights yet.
Get out of there.
That's what I'm talking about. See you, Nitty.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's
I
second
go see it, bro.
down.
So we're going to run up out of there.
First and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
To throw again.
Whoa, he
is
ain't throw it.
Wilson.
He ain't throw it.
Eluding the pressure right.
Go.
The ball comes out, but this
That's a touchback. It's that fumble. That's a touchback.
No.
That's a touchback.
No.
The same thing that happened. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I'll take it. You sick.
Are you kidding me?
You sick.
Are you kidding me?
They really don't want us to score for real.
Oh, my God.
He's going to lead at half 0-0. Hopefully.
Let's try and get some more points.
Here's Wilson. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
Ball security not it.
I literally just going to throw to the middle field so I can kick a field goal.
So
And I fumble.
defense there, opportunistic.
Fellas, what is going on? If Pete Carroll was here, he would lose his mind. He tells you all the time, take care of the ball. Now, both of y'all had some big turnovers. Let's talk about you. Your big catch right there. You're at the 1 yard line. What happened, bro?
I had the right play, checked it down to the back, was running in, and then I don't know who it was, Cam, somebody hit me. Can't control that, can't control it.
Yeah, you got to take care of the ball. It's Shaq Griffin, you got Russell. Boom, fumbles in the end zone, and that's a touchback, baby.
Yeah, it was crazy. I went ahead and seen what he was playing. I checked it to slants. I was going to hit Doug Baldwin. But, you know, things changed, scrambled out. I tried to dive in before I got hit. You know, that's, hey, ball security.
Okay, who wins this game? Who gonna win it? Who gonna go home with the hardware?
That's gonna be mine.
It's going to be a nice one.
Oh, yeah.
That looks
Get
good.
some points going? Yeah, let's get it.
Do a little adjustment.
Back to the action
I get
here
the ball,
in
don't
the
I?
third quarter.
Oh, I know you do.
Yeah.
But now you're trying to figure out how to gain any type of an advantage
there you go.
on offense.
There you go.
And a loose football.
Pick it up.
Whoa.
Let's go. What? Let's go. Did you see everybody not pick it up?
I missed that tackle, too. Let's go.
3 fumbles. It's time to change our
There you go,
looks
get back
play somehow.
There you go, get.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Michael Wilhoit not dropping it.
Like it, Wilhoit. I like it. What would we play in this situation?
To throw on second
Ready,
down.
I'm ready. Come on.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Oh my goodness, he loses it again. And the Seahawks picked it up.
How you, what's it called? I'm gonna just start carrying it like this, bro.
Yeah, trying to cover it up.
A lot of big hits.
This thing is not safe right now. I think Russ would be happy with me. 7 for 7, 105.
Pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Wilson now to throw on second down.
Good block.
It's caught
Whoa.
outright by Graham.
Coleman.
And he'll be brought down right at
Did JC really come down like that?
4 yards of
No.
completion, and it sets
I don't know,
up
man. I don't know about that one now. Come on, man.
for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
I like my eye.
From
I like
the
my
gun,
eye.
it's Wilson.
I like my eye.
And he can't quite pick it. No interception.
Cam got over there pretty fast.
You're not one of them that go for it on 4th.
No.
That's what I was about to say.
It's 4th down.
This is definitely a defensive game.
Yeah.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And an alley to right. Oh, no, he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to
I got blessed. I forgot how to slide. I was trying to double tap the slide.
I don't know.
Oh.
The thing is, every time we fumble, everybody fumble, y'all pick it up. We have to get the ball. Come on, Shelby.
On 1st down.
Come on, Shelby.
Wilson being chased out left. Oh,
No.
no, he lost the football.
Again? Touchback.
Wilson picked it up.
We don't give up. We don't give
Oh, my
up.
God, bro.
We don't give up.
Again?
We don't give up. Who was that? That was Earl? That was Earl again?
I challenge that? I gotta challenge that. Wow. Should have been 2 touchdowns right there.
Is it crazy if I go deep on myself?
See if they can get something going on this drive.
Go on that shack.
Now it's Wilson.
Go on that shack.
He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
I'm telling you now, he better impress. Jack is better impressed.
Throwing now is Wilson. Escaping the pressure right.
You can't be diving like that and still hold on to the ball.
I'm trying to hold on to it, man. There you go. Get in there. Get in there.
And he's in for the touchdown.
Damn. It's gonna be like that.
T. Rawls, I appreciate you, man. Shout out to my boy Thomas Rawls, man. I need you.
Still got 10. Still got 10.
How about that score?
Finishes like
Oh,
this.
that hurt.
This is why we love sports. This
Oh,
is
that
why we
hurt.
love the game of football.
So
Lucky
glad
we fumbled it.
that we
I
were
thought he
here
was,
to watch
man.
this one. You can't have
Man, he
those
got one
kind
play
of
left.
plays.
And the way that might be the move was perfect. Come on, get to him. He can't block you. He can't block you. He can't block you. He can't block you. He can't block you, man.
Man. Good game, dog. Ah, I'm sick. 7-0. Should have had 2 touchdowns at least.
Sunday 2017 Madden Champion of the World.
Man.
Show your love for Shaq Griffin. Oh, look at that bad boy. Oh, there's the champ right there. The champ is here. The champ is here. Couldn't stop.
I mean, he had me today, so.
There you go.
Ah, man. Samar Darbo here. Got done playing Shaq Griffin and Madden. It was a great match, and he's definitely one of the best I played in Madden. He won 7-0. I took the L, you know, but I'm going to bounce back. There you go, bro. There you go.
Well, there you have it, everybody. We have a new Madden champion, 2017 Shaq Griffin, and we really appreciate Amar Darbo and both of them for participating in the 2017 Madden Challenge live here at the Seahawks training facility.
Want to welcome everyone watching here live on twitch.tv/EA Madden NFL and Seahawks.com on Facebook and YouTube. Live here in Seattle. Make some noise, 12s. We are live here in Seattle at Central League Field. Rain City, the Emerald City, the Pacific Northwest, off the Puget Sound in the shadows of Mount Rainier. It's beautiful Seattle. I'm Larry Ridley alongside my good buddy, Zach Farley, a.k.a. Frawls. He is the Madden Bible, and it is time. The championship game for the Seahawks Madden 18 championship, and it's a rewind, it's a remix, a redo from last year between KillerMike and Young Kiv, and we'll get to that matchup here in a second. Zach, you got to be looking forward to this, bro.
Larry, this is the matchup I've been looking for all day long. When they put that bracket up, you saw it. You saw KillerMike, your Seahawks champion from last season, at the top of the bracket. He went on to win the entire championship series last year for the clubs. So he was your Seahawks rep, and he made you guys proud at the top of the bracket. At the bottom of the bracket, you had Young Kiv, one of the best up-and-coming players in the entire community, who made it to the finals of the Seahawks Club Championship last season as well, and lost to KillerMike 38-31. So when I saw these two PS4 players on different sides of the bracket, I said if they both can win a game, that is where they will be competing, and that's the matchup that not only I want to see, but the entire Madden community and all the Seahawks fans out there, because no matter who wins this event, the Seahawks will have another great representative in Orlando with a shot to win the All-32 Club Championship.
Yes, sir, and there you can see the bracket right there. KillerMike taking down Savage Gnome 27-7, and Young Kiv just a little while ago beating Jadami 23-10. So both of those guys offensively putting up points, and defensively very strong and stout on defense, which the 1 seed against the 3 seed. KillerMike, the defending Madden 17 Seahawks champion and the overall Madden Club champion from last year, going up against Young Kiv. And we talked to both of these guys, and you could see it. They didn't want to disrespect their semifinal opponents, but they were sort of kind of looking past that, like, I want that guy, I'm ready for it. KillerMike has talked about coming back here, being disappointed in how he played this summer, and now he's back on. He wanted to come back and represent the Seahawks. Young Kiv's like, this is my city, it's my town, it is my time. I want my Seahawks championship back. I'm going to take it from KillerMike. And ladies and gentlemen, ding, ding, they're going to have to get it on, Zach.
And if you're just tuning in and you're new to Madden, you're a Seahawk fan, and you're saying, what's this awesome event that's going on at the stadium today? You're looking at Young Kiv on the right side of the screen here. His offense is the reason he's in this position. And then on the left side, you got KillerMike, a guy that can make you Seahawks fans proud. Air Force.
Command post controller. That's hard to say.
Defensive player whose defense has got him into this position. He had a pick-6 with Earl Thomas in the first game of the day, and his defense really set him apart from his first opponent. So you got a matchup of defense, you got a matchup of offense. What's going to happen when these two compete in the finals? Young Kiv last season, Michael Vick was his quarterback in this salary cap mode, and that led to some bad throws. It led to some dynamic plays, but some bad throws. This year, he's got a more reliable quarterback with Carson Wentz here in this MUT salary cap mode. It's a specific way you build your team inside of Madden. That paid off in the first game. We have to see if it can pay off against KillerMike's tremendous defense.
Madden Ultimate Team salary cap, $750 is what you can spend. Both guys doing a great job trying to balance their team, and there's KillerMike, the Madden Club champion overall from last year, the Air Force Command Post Controller, and he told me just a moment ago, I came back here, Larry, to defend my title. He just got off the phone with his best friend who was at home scouting the matchup between Young Kiv and his opponent, so he gave him some notes. This is high-level Madden, folks. When you got your best friend at home watching online, taking notes and calling you in between the match and say, bro, this is what he did, this is what you need to do. That's what I'm talking about right there.
That's a real best friend. You think
that's a real best friend.
Gibbs won't even pick up my phone calls, but we talked about Kiv's, we talked about KillerMike's defense. His offense is actually amazing with 3 great receivers that he spreads the ball out to. The legend Randy Moss, who is available in this Ultimate Team mode. DeAndre Hopkins from the Texans, and then the GOAT, Jerry Rice. So he has 2 legend receivers who he'll need to have big days against Kiv's offense. And here, Kiv starts off with
special
the
teams error right there.
Try and go out of bounds, and so we're going to see this thing start at the 40-yard line. But for Kiv, Barry Sanders, that was his halfback. It's a legend in this Ultimate Team mode. He was amazing. He put on a show. Carson Wentz was super solid as his quarterback. And then defensively, he's got Paul Krause, who's a legend from the Vikings, Earl Thomas, and then Ed Reed from the U. So great secondaries, just like you guys are used to seeing here in Seattle with the Legion of Boom. Both these players have amazing secondaries, makes it very difficult to pass the ball, and they're going to have to adjust, adapt, make reads, and continue to scout each other out as the game goes on.
Excellent point there, Madden Bible, Zach Farles. And talked to Killer Mike, he also told me, look, Kiv doesn't have Randy Moss. He thought he had a Randy Moss, and he was worried going into this championship. He said once he found out that Kiv did not have Randy Moss, he says, I'm confident. I think I'm going to win this matchup now because I'm not worried about T.Y. Hilton. Confidence and some smack coming from Killer Mike. That tells me he's ready to rock and roll, but it'll be Mike on offense in the action green starting this game. Go ahead, Zach.
Big mistake because T.Y. Hilton is a savage.
He definitely has some speed. And there he is. He's going deep. Oh, and he can't hold on to it there. Killer Mike looking to go up top to his Randy Moss. He does have Randy Moss there, but we'll see if Kiv can use the shifty T.Y. Hilton from, I guess, where'd he go to school? FIU, right? Florida International down there in Miami. I should know that.
And Randy Moss takes the top off the D. Right there, Paul Krause with his size, able to just get back into the play. Paul Krause is a legend. He actually led the NFL in interceptions, has the most career interceptions, I believe. He's a big fan favorite in this Ultimate Team game mode.
Yes,
he just saved Kiv 7 points. And both these players have scouted each other, and so Killer Mike using that play on the first play of the game. Maybe he knew something going into it, but Kiv just able to escape any true damage by getting the swat. Now it's a 3rd and 13.
Killer Mike just told me, Larry, I really will be disappointed if I don't do well. This is my championship to win and win it again. And he's got Ingram coming across the middle, and that's a gain of about 2 or 3, so it's going to be 4th and long. Give him 5 on that play. 4th and 8 for Killer Mike. Here's the first 4th down of the ball game. Killer Mike once again in the action green. Young Kiv in the navy blue. I guess we call Killer Mike a vet. He actually is a vet. He's in the Air Force, so he's only 26, but the Air Force command post controller with his first 4th down. Can Young Kiv, who's been working on that defense, bow his neck. And there he has a strike to Randy Moss, and he caught him on the left-hand side, and what a nice little dot right there, a great pass, and pitch and catch there for Killer Mike.
Krause almost got there to knock it loose, but Randy Moss
held on.
When you build that salary cap lineup, you have 750 total points to work with, and you spend 43 of them on Randy Moss to 87 overall. You need him to hang on to that ball. He does. That's not what he's known for, but he steps up, makes the 4th down conversion for Killer Mike. Now, Young Kiv, the offensive mastermind, he put on a great performance. I said, Kiv, are you the favorite in this tournament? And he said yes.
Yes.
And he said it respectfully, but Mike's the champion, but Kiv knows he did more in all of the other major events, so people expect him to win this thing. So he puts a lot of pressure on himself, and right now, they're just kind of still feeling this first quarter of the game out. 5-minute quarters here at the Seahawks Club Championship.
Killer Mike with another loss on 1st down. He's got 2 rushes for -6 yards, takes off up the middle, and he slides there. It gets down with Derek Carr. It'll be 3rd down for Killer Mike on the move with his first possession of the ball game. Of course, we talked about it. Young Kiv defensively gotten a lot better, putting a lot more effort and emphasis on that side of the ball. It's paying off. And we've got the trips to the left with the back offset to the right. Coleman in the backfield, Derek Carr in the gun, and there's that gun bunch that we will see a lot of that West Coast offense from Killer Mike. 3rd and 7 here. From around the 40-yard line of Young Kiv's, Mike on the move, and he's got him. And Moss is running down the sideline. He can't hang on once again. Paul Krause doing a good job showing up on defense. We've got another 4th down, Zach.
He might only have 1 bar on his face mask because he's old school, but he's got 2 of the biggest swats in this game that have kept Randy Moss off the scoreboard. And now Killer Mike, 4th and 7. He's gone to that play out of this Oakland offensive playbook a couple times here, and it's nearly got him 2 long touchdowns.
Gun bunch to the left-hand side. Once again, Tevin Coleman offset to the right side. Derek Carr in the gun, barking out plays. He's got to snap it here. There's a flag. Does it cost him 5 yards? I think it does. It'll be 4th and 12. You can't take 5 there, can you, Zach?
And what makes that interesting is Derek Carr is his quarterback. Now, he has this ability called conductor. It actually gives him 1 extra adjustment at the line of scrimmage, so he can do more, but maybe he was just trying to do too much, and the play clock runs out on him. Now you go from a manageable 4th and 7 to a really nearly impossible 4th and 12 early in this football game. It's not where you want to be. In Madden, these guys go for it on 4th downs.
Competitive Madden, it's all about going for it. And he's got him across the middle of the field, and it is complete once again. Who says fourth down is hard? He's got a lot of plays on that playbook, and there's Nuke the Bomb, DeAndre Hopkins, with the catch over the right-hand side for Killer Mike.
First fourth down, he went to Randy Moss on the left, and then he just went to Hopkins on the right. It's the same route, so Kiv will adjust to that and put it in his mental notebook of plays next time Mike gets into a tough situation. This is what he likes to do. Kiv's great because he can adjust. And if you're Mike, you don't want to be in these situations because you're burning a lot of your plays early.
Killer Mike doing a great job spending some money on his receivers. He says he really loves his offensive pass catchers on that side of the ball. Running back right now, that's 3 carries, -9 yards, 3 different times. He's lost 3 yards, and he's back in the gun bunch. 2nd down and 13 for Killer Mike. Once again, the defending Seahawks Madden 17 Madden Club Champion with the Seahawks in the driver's seat right now. 2nd and 13, and he's got a crosser. Ooh, almost didn't hold on to that one. I'm surprised he wasn't seeing snot bubbles right there.
And Larry, in their game in the finals last year, it was 38-31.
High scoring affair.
But I heard it wasn't that close. Killer Mike had the advantage. I don't expect to see scores in the 30s in this year's game of Madden NFL 18. The zone coverage on defense is strong. Both these players have more familiarity with each other, so I expect it to be a tight possession-by-possession game.
Going for Nuke the Bomb, and he goes up and can't hang on to it, DeAndre Hopkins.
Tactical error there. If you're watching at home, you need to hold down the X button in that situation to try and run through the catch. He held down the Y button, which made him come back to the ball, and he had an extra step on the defender. You don't have to go up and do an aggressive catch in that situation because then you open yourself up to the catch tackle. So use the rack there. You had him burnt. He seemed to have his guy burnt twice with Moss, once with Hopkins. It just hasn't paid off for him, and instead, he's going to now go for it. Remember the play he's gone to?
He was about to punt it, then he was going to go field goal, and now he says, you know what? The heck with it, I'm just going for it.
Brandon McManus is his kicker, who cost him, he's 81 overall, so he might just be right on the edge. It would be a very difficult kick.
Would have been from about 56 yards. And he's got him again. Once again, there's DeAndre Hopkins on the out, and he gets into the end zone, and that's a house call. How about Killer Mike? 3 fourth down conversions, and that's how you do it. The Air Force Command Post Controller in control early in this one, and it's an early 7-0 lead. The action green Seahawks. Killer Mike on the move, and he does a great job getting it into the end zone. And Nuke the Bomb, boy, he is the bomb. That was a great pitch and catch there between Carr and Hopkins.
Out route, he used smart route, which is a hot route you can make. You press RB. It makes the receiver run that route to the line to gain. So if it's 4th and 11, he'll run it 11 yards. If it's 4th and 17, he'll run it 17 yards. That out route is very difficult to cover because you need to really commit 2 defenders over there, one over the top, one underneath. Kiv didn't have enough resources on that side of the field, and Mike, after going on the inside for those first downs, goes outside the numbers and fools Kiv. Little chess checkers match going on at the highest level here on the big stage inside CenturyLink.
We are live inside of CenturyLink Field. Want to thank the folks at CenturyLink and also the Pro Shop here inside of CenturyLink Field. I believe if you show up, is it 15% off or something like that? I believe at the Pro Shop. If it's not, don't quote me, but I think it's something like that. If not,
I'm going in there.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell them I said so. I think it's 15% off.
The green color is working for me.
That action green, I love it.
That green is rock solid. That color rush.
If I don't go back to the NYC with an action green pullover, I'm going to be very, very upset. I came out here specifically just to get that action green pullover. That thing is sweet. So 1st and 10 for Young Kiv. Shea Kivlin on the move after giving up 3 fourth down conversions. So give some credit there to the Air Force Command Post Controller, Killer Mike, once again trying to repeat as the Seahawks Madden Club Champion.
And he does not have as many good receivers as Killer Mike, but I'll tell you what he does have in 1 second.
We'll see. Well, T.Y. Hilton, and he's a factor on that play right there. He was not concerned with T.Y. Hilton, was concerned with Randy Moss. You brought up a good point. T.Y.'s a savage. He's a beast in this game.
He's unreal in this game. That's the power-up tier 4. I got one in my lineup. Amazing at kick returner. Just awesome.
Carson Wentz looking to throw, and he's got a receiver off the left-hand side in the flat, and that's a gain of, we'll give it no yards there, right?
Little risky,
maybe
but
1. We'll give him 1, 2nd and 9.
Kiv started out 11 for 11 in his last game. Now he's already 3 for 3. he spent his extra cap, which he did not spend on a receiver, at a left tackle and a right tackle. He's got 2 gold tackles, and that can help.
Back to the flats, and Barry Sanders, instead of a gain of 1, the spin, he picks up another 7. Now it's 3rd and 1. I don't think I've seen Barry Sanders brought down by the first defender yet in this Seahawks Madden 18 championship.
No, that spin move that you hold down the left trigger, it's a precision spin. Barry's one of the best at it. He can make multiple defenders miss. He plants that foot in the ground. He takes a hard spin back upfield. What Kiv does so nicely is he sets up his defenders. He starts to run towards the sideline, and you know at any moment he's going to bust it back to the inside. Very difficult to contain.
3rd and 1 now in the gun bunch to the right-hand side. He's got his running back Sanders on the left side, and he hits him in the flat. You're not going to make that tackle. Just one little spin move, and he's always picking up 2 or 3 yards. Real quickly, back to Young Kiv. We were talking to him in the pre-production meeting, and he said, look, Larry and Farles, I'm really motivated. That loss to KillerMike, last year, it's still on his mind. I love the honesty there. He's got both of his parents here. Mom Kivlin is here. Dad Kivlin is here. I hope they're doing well and enjoying this ball game. Their son, straight Gucci, looking pretty good right now in the championship game.
And Larry, think about the entire championship series. So this event, earning those points is crucial. He had a top finish at a previous event in El Paso.
Semifinals, yes.
Semifinals, so he gets a lot of points for that. The more points you rack up, you're going to make your way into bigger events. The Madden Ultimate League, where there's hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line. You get $1,000 for every win. That's what Kiv is playing for beyond just this Seahawks representative. He wants those points.
Barry Sanders, what about that burst off the right-hand side inside the 10-yard line? Kiv on the move, and folks, we talk about it. He talked about the points and how it's important in the MCS, that is the Madden Championship Series. We talked about it right when we started here and got on the air, guys. You can't get in the club without the wristband, right? You can't get in VIP unless you know somebody or you've got that wristband, and that's what those points are. They're really critical and crucial to getting to where you want to be to get into that money and get your share of that $1.1 million on the line this year in the MCS. Barry Sanders off the left-hand side into the end zone. We're tied. Young Kiv with the rock running Barry Sanders from Madden 25 on the cover. Looking real good, and we're a PAT away from being knotted up at 7, Zach.
You get inside that 10-yard line, there's a lot of defenders, not a lot of real estate. It can be very hard to score. Young Kiv, the only person that told me I love my red zone offense.
Yes.
I have the plays it takes to score in the red zone. I'm going to go down to the single back ace, which you saw him switch to, and it worked flawlessly for him to get in on that opening drive, tie this game.
10 plays, 79 yards on that opening drive for Young Kiv to tie up the ball game. Even Steven tied at 7 here. We're live here at Central League Field, home of the Seattle Seahawks. The 12s out in full force, thousands of them coming out today. I know there's 32 other NFL clubs or 31 other NFL clubs. I'd love to see you guys try to top that. What a turnout today by the 12s in their action green and the navy blue. I guess we can call it a beautiful day here in Seattle. It didn't rain, so it's a beautiful day, right?
It's excellent. It's excellent. I strolled through the market, didn't see any fish getting thrown, but I want to see Derek Carr slide there. Cannot take a hit. Kiv's backing his defenders off of his corners. He's backing them up manually so they doesn't get burnt over the top. And these are the good adjustments that are going on in this football game right now.
Tevin Coleman, get off me. That was like beast mode-esque, right? Back from that playoff game against the Saints back here. How about that? 12s, go ahead and make some noise. It's open to the public. You guys can make some noise out there. The young kids, these Madden fans, in turn, becoming NFL fans, and that's what esports is all about and the gaming. Jeff Richards and his staff here doing a great job in the marketing department here with the Seahawks. I want to thank Justin and those guys, the Seagals, Blitz the mascot, Frank Clark, and Ode Abushi was back there signing autographs today. A huge turnout today by the Seattle Seahawks, and I don't know why anyone would be surprised, Zach, that the 12s would come out in full force. If it's an event, the 12s will be there to support their team.
First class.
4th down and 2, critical play here for Young Kiv. In the the gun bunch to the left-hand side. He's back to throw. Derek Carr for KillerMike, and once again, that's the fourth down conversion he's had. Derek Carr, of his 5 completions, 4 of them have been on 4th down, and he keeps the drive alive once again. KillerMike Living on the edge.
Not an easy way to make a living with that continual throw. Kiv is getting closer and closer and closer to breaking that up. He wanted that one. You could see Kiv's facial reaction after that play. He made whatever adjustment he thought would stop that. And you don't want to be throwing in traffic too much. But if you do throw in traffic, throw it to DeAndre Hopkins. That's my Christmas card.
All right, Tevin Coleman, his first rush of positive yardage today. He's got 5 carries, -4 yards off the left-hand side for about 3 yards. 2nd and 7. Once again, KillerMike in that gun bunch formation. Going to spread it out a little bit more back in the gun, and we're down to the 2-minute warning.
How fast?
This is the game we thought it would be.
I mean, when you're possessing the ball like that, when you're converting those 4th down completions, when you're completing passes in bounds like Kiv did, the clock runs down. And that's limit possessions.
Yes.
Score before the half, score after the half. That's what's going to, when the skill is this close in a football game, that's what's going to matter.
It's going to be a red zone game. Oh, over the top there, a great defense by Young Kiv, so it's 3rd and 13. Nice tackle and sack there by Williams. You're right, the way this game is trending, folks, if you think about it, it's looking like a game where each participant, each guy will get 4 possessions. That's how it's trending right now. KillerMike with the 2nd possession. That means you're going to have to score it. It becomes a red zone game, TDs versus field goals, and who can get that one key stop will be the one that will be going to Orlando in late January around the Pro Bowl. Fighting with the other 31 club champions. And he's going deep, and he's got a receiver, and it's Jerry Rice on the post, and what a throw and catch there. Touchdown for KillerMike, and he's got a knack for making the big plays right when he needs them, and then just no emotion. How does he? I would be jumping through that daggone screen if that was me. That's not KillerMike. I guess that's what happens when you got that cool hand on the tiller in the Air Force, man. You're just cool and calm.
What part of his first game did you think any of that was possible?
None.
It looked nothing. His first game looked nothing like this. It's like he's been saving it for a full year.
It's his boy that texted him and said, "Here's," and he gave him notes. I saw it. It was like 10 bullet points, like do this, do that, don't do this. Here's what to expect. I've never seen anything like it, man. What a fabulous event this has turned into. A great stacked field, a great venue. A great staff here, an all-time great NFL club here, and what they do here in the Pacific Northwest. Now you see why a lot of teams are trying to copy what they're doing here. And there's Young Kiv looking deep on the right-hand side for Carson Wentz. Once again, he's 8 of 8.
8 of 8, incredible throw. Very difficult, high degree of difficulty. Young Kiv, one of the best offensive players. And now he has an opportunity on this drive to tie the game, leave no time on the clock, get the ball after half. KillerMike, if his defense can't step up and stop Kiv, which nobody's been able to do, could be down 21-14 by the next time he touches the ball. And that's what we talk about with this high-level game of Madden when these guys are going back and forth. It's not if you can score, it's with how little time you can do it.
If you're KillerMike at some point, are you thinking, all right, I've got 2 timeouts. Do you pull a Patriots in the Super Bowl 46 in Indy and just let them score? Maybe you sneak a possession in before halftime because you're right, it's on that 4-possession game, but Kiv getting the ball in the second half would have the advantage.
You can't yet because defense is still too strong. Ahmad Bradshaw.
Oh, what a pick there! Oh my goodness, that's how you read it on the great play there. Is that Ed Reed? I believe it was Ed Reed, huh?
Yeah, and I'm going to attribute that to Kiv. That's just that's an unfortunate timing for his first bad read of the entire event. It was a read mistake. It wasn't something that KillerMike did specifically, unless he made an adjustment, but it wasn't a user defensive play. It was just Kiv making a mistake, a miscalculation, and costing him points. And now he's got to hold Mike to no points or a field goal.
There's Coleman running. Oh, you got to keep that thing up there, maybe pick up another couple of yards, but he is on right now, 2nd and 3. I saw just a little emotion, Zach, from KillerMike. Did you see it? He had that look like, wow.
I think
I've got the ball. I got a chance to maybe do something.
I think he was surprised. You don't expect to see Kiv throw incompletions, let alone an interception.
Oh, will he go with A or will he go with B? He's going A, and he's going down to Jerry Rice. Oh my gosh, and once again, inside the 10-yard line. What a throw again by Derek Carr, who's on fire!
He's
first
so
and goal
hot.
for KillerMike. He is hotter than Nevada.
And he has found a tender area of Kiv's defense, and he's delivered the football there multiple times. The last 2 have been for huge plays. KillerMike a little bit frustrated that he didn't get Jerry Rice to keep running with the rack catch after that, because this area of the field, extremely difficult to score in. And Mike is going to have to dial something up, but he's got something on the left side of the screen, guys. Watch what Killer Mike does here. He's got a little something he brought to this event. Let's see if he uses it. Little hitch smoke screen combo, one for your home notebook.
Okay, there's the hitch right there. And he takes off running. Good job.
No!
Oh, you want it? Don't do that! Oh, gosh, you've been talking about it. You don't want to run your quarterback. You have to get down.
Larry, I taught the kids.
Oh my gosh.
I taught the kids how to slide with the quarterback earlier today. I picked up this Seahawks controller and I said, just tap X. And remember, guys, I said, whatever you do, don't hold turbo, because your quarterback will dive. He'll helicopter in the air, he'll fumble the football, and he'll give Kiv a shot to get back in this football. I didn't say all of that, but that's what just happened.
You said oh gosh, look at him. He's just going, that's how it used to be in real life with Barry Sanders. They're like, I'm just going to concede and just help can get here on the way.
Yeah, there's a poor Patriots defender. I think it was
yeah, I forget his name.
Tabucky Jones.
It wasn't Tabucky
like
Jones.
42.
It was 45 or 47. I forget his
something.
name.
And he's
yes.
Barry got him turned this way, and that Killer Mike very smart to back everything off and
he did
not go for the tackle. Just let his other defenders catch up. That's good user play in Madden from Killer Mike. That's why he's the champion.
Let the cavalry arrive. Young Kiv has got to be feeling pretty good right now. Like, man, I just dodged a bullet. Ooh, what a hit there by Ed Reed as we go into halftime.
Trying to get that turnover chain out.
Yes. Killer Mike with the lead 14-7, but it's Young Kiv, the blonde bomber from Edmonds, Washington, right outside here in Seattle. Down 14-7, but he's going to have the ball, and there's T.Y. Hilton from FIU, Florida International.
And Larry, one possession in this football game can end up being the difference. Mike didn't trust that route that he had in the red zone on the left side of the field. He had that hitch potentially there. He decided to run with the quarterback, a miscalculation. Could have held RB to cover up, didn't do that. Instead, he dove by accident. I believe he was trying to slide, and just a bad turnover at a bad time. Even if you take 3 there, you feel so much more in control of this game. And now Kiv has a huge opportunity coming out of the second half for a championship level drive.
So it looks like we're what we were talking about, 4 possessions. So it's looked like maybe both guys will get 2 possessions this half unless somebody can get a turnover or something like that. But it's now Young Kiv trying to hold serve, down 14-7 against Killer Mike. Killer Mike, huge turnover there at the end of the second quarter. Will that come back to bite him?
It can, but Kiv really, the turnover that shocked me more. The Mike thing, he just got in a tough situation where the red zone is. Kiv throwing an interception after being 11 for 11 passing and 8 for 8 passing was just a shock. And whether that's Killer Mike's defense, whether that's the finals, whether that's just one bad read and that's the only thing it happens, we won't know. But he's going to have to turn it up in the second half. You can't commit turnovers. He got back in this game. He's given a second chance, and now he's got to capitalize on it in the second half.
Mike is one of those guys. He talks about confidence. He said, Larry, winning makes me expect more. Well, he's been winning. Do we expect more? Does he expect more? I think he does. We've got a good one. It's 14-7, Killer Mike with the lead, but Young Kiv has the ball. We'll come back with more of the Seahawks Madden 18 Championship after this quick timeout.
The Pro Shop has something for everyone on your list this holiday. People like your kid's teacher, Seahawks gear. Your barber, Seahawks gear. Grandpa, Seahawks gear. Yourself, Seahawks gear. Your new niece and her friends, Seahawks gear. Oh, look out. Find the best selection of Seahawks gear at the Pro Shop, the official store of the Seattle Seahawks.
Come on, get it, get it! Yes, oh! Yeah. Dude, my fantasy team dominated last week.
Did you see that Doug Baldwin catch? It was unreal. Bring that up.
Check this out.
Okay, this is what happened. It was 3rd and 12. I explode off the line. I juke the defender. I see the pass. It's a little bit ahead of me, so I lay out to grab it. Soft hands, baby.
As a trusted technology provider of the Seattle Seahawks, CenturyLink connects you to your home team and the power of the digital world. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.
Welcome back here live here to the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We are live here in Seattle, Washington. Yes, Rain City here at CenturyLink Field, home of the 12s. 12s, make some noise. We're here inside of CenturyLink Field, home of the Seahawks. Got a huge game, Monday Night Football, the Seahawks and Falcons right here. But before then, it's virtual NFL and the virtual Seahawks. And We're in the finals of the Seahawks Madden 18 Championship. Zach Farley alongside Larry Ridley here. It's 14-7. Young Kiv has the ball. It's time now. This is it. This is going to determine who goes to Orlando and the Pro Bowl representing the Seattle Seahawks.
365 days. That's how long you had to wait. It was not a full calendar year, but he had to wait from the last chance in the Madden 17 final. Kiv lost to KillerMike by a touchdown. He's now down a touchdown with the football. This is where you want to be if you're Kiv. Your offense is explosive. You've put in the time. You have the tape on KillerMike. You have to deliver. Make that adjustment based on your one miscalculation in the first half. You got saved with a turnover, potentially. You forced it, but you want to make sure you make the most of this second opportunity.
All right, let's pick it up with the action here in the third quarter. Young Kiv with the ball. He's in the navy blue Seahawks. KillerMike, the action green Seahawks. KillerMike once again from Spokane, Washington. Young Kiv, 20 years of age. The youth. Will the youth be served today? Youthful exuberance. The blonde bomber. Yes, everything is Gucci. Got mom and dad in the house. This is my time. It's my city. Can he get revenge against KillerMike? Well, we're about to find out here with the third quarter underway. Shea Kivlin down 14-7 against KillerMike. Michael Clark, the Air Force Command Post Controller, on defense, and here it is, the first play of the third quarter. Young Kiv with the ball around the 27-yard line, and he's back with Carson Wentz. Switch from Michael Vick, and it's going down with the sack. Was that Jadeveon Clowney? I believe so, off the left-hand side. 2nd and 8, a loss of 8 yards, Zach.
That's Clowney. He's got 94-plus power move. He's going against a gold-level tackle, which is right in the middle, and he's going to win that battle more often than not.
Kiv back to throw, and he's got his receiver, Richardson, the Seahawk. Will be playing Monday night here when it's the battle of the birds, the Hawks, and the Falcons.
Smart to get
last year's playoff.
Smart to get a lot of that yardage back after the sack on first down. Now you got a manageable 3rd and 5, and if you're Kiv, this is 4-down territory.
Kiv in that gun bunch, and he's got his receiver on. Oh, Barry Sanders steps out of bounds. Did he lose a yard? He lost 2, 4th and 7. Zach, this is a huge 4th down right here for Young Kiv. You cannot turn the ball and give it back to KillerMike and hope that he doesn't score this time. You have to take advantage here.
You got a second chance by playing him in the finals again, and you got a second chance after the turnover, so you're on a second chance of a second chance. This is the play. If you have a play for 4th and 7, you call it right now.
Carson Wentz back to pass, and he's looking. He's got some space right up the middle, and he's sacked before he's able to take off and run. He had the receiver coming across, and he had nothing but green spaces up the middle. That was an error by Young Kiv there, and he's definitely disappointed.
Felt like he had a chance to scramble. Last year he had Michael Vick.
Yeah.
His throwing cost him, but his legs helped him. This year he's got Wentz, who has enough speed to pick that up, but perhaps just wasn't confident enough to take off. I feel like he could have got the yards there that he needed, and that one hurts for Kiv.
There's Tevin Coleman off the left-hand side, the former IU Hoosier there from Indiana, playing with the Falcons, and a lot of people, of course, picking him up in Madden and Madden Ultimate Team, a salary cap. A gain of 9 yards there for KillerMike in the action green. Now, KillerMike, you notice he's going to keep it on the ground. He's not going to do anything crazy. You won't see any helicopter moves with this quarterback. And there's Coleman. I'm struggling to understand why he's so good in Madden. I mean, he's powerful. He's got good speed. He's an overall good running back, and he's number 2 on his team.
He's a great value for his salary. That's the difference between the cap. If you don't want to spend big cap at running back because you have a lot of wide receiver firepower, you have to then go find a budget value back, and Coleman is the player that people look to most. He's got enough speed. He can catch out of the backfield, and you can get him on your squad for just 36 cap compared to 47 for Barry.
Right.
He's doing not quite as well, but good enough where you get a Randy Moss and a Jerry Rice who've led to 2 huge plays. Sure. Hopkins hanging on to the ball. Would you rather have Hopkins trying to hang on to the ball, or a guy with a lower catch and traffic rating like a John Ross?
2nd down and 12 after that 2-yard loss. We'll pick up about 3 there, so it'll be 3rd down and about 9 or 10 for KillerMike, and clearly he's being conservative here. He's seen it last time. I'm going to come away with points this time. This is serious. I want to be in Orlando. He was talking to a buddy here on the side, talking about going to Orlando. Not that he was making plans.
Which parks are they going to be attending?
Clearly, he was looking ahead to.
He's going to Disney World.
Possibly being down there. 3rd down and 10 for Mike, and he goes a high point, and he can't come down with Jerry Rice. Good play there by the safety, the All-Pro Earl Thomas. Is Earl Thomas the 3rd now?
Yeah, holding down that X button to swat that ball loose. Crucial play. Let's see if Kiv can go for a kick block here. This would be a big moment.
So it'll be about a 30-yard field goal, and it's up and it's good. So Killer Mike, he does get that 2-score advantage now. He's able to convert and get some points off that turnover. So Killer Mike up 17-7. Young Kiv, the blonde bomber, will get the rock here. And it's going to be Earl Thomas the 3rd returning the kickoff there. Earl Thomas has some skills, man, when he was at Texas, too, now.
He does. I would put T.Y. Hilton back there, though, but maybe there's a stamina issue. He doesn't want to use him at kick return and then have him be tired when he's trying to catch passes.
I know, right? Just want to take a quick breather. Under 2:15 to go. And there's the toe drag swag there. A great pitch and catch. And there you can see Carson Wentz, 11 of 12, has been fabulous today. The one incompletion was a pick, although it did not cost him early on in that 2nd quarter.
In Madden players, the reason they go for it on 4th downs is because the game is so much shorter than a full NFL game.
Right.
Kiv gave up the short field, but it got him the ball back much faster. Mike didn't have as much time to run the clock down before taking that field goal. They're still in the 3rd quarter of this game. You have 3 timeouts. So Kiv is in a good situation. He just has to get some points on this drive.
Doing a good job. I like his composure because you know he's pretty anxious. Oh, be careful there, but it's thrown in there, and that's a dot, and it's completed. I believe that was T.Y. Hilton, 1st and 10. If you're Kiv, you're thinking, look, I mean, I love his composure. He wants this so badly. He told us he was so open about it, and I really appreciate that about him, you know, being open and talking to us about that. But you got to be thinking at this point, he's like, you know, how does he stop from pressing?
You can't score 10 points on one drive, no matter how hard you try. A lot of us make that mistake. I make it a lot. Sometimes I try and score 21 points on one drive because that's how much I'm losing by. But Wentz can't escape. Clowney is just hauling people down. And one place people don't like to spend on is their offensive line. Salary cap. They try and save there. Kiv actually was responsible and did get some gold players on that line.
He did neglect them.
But Clowney's going to eat them up.
Yeah, Killer Mike talked about it. He said that's his one weakness. He says, man, our O-line is not good, although they've done pretty good in this tournament. So you're right. If you can get some value there and keep your quarterback upright, that's where you probably will neglect him. There's a pass to Jerry Rice coming across the middle on that dig, and that is a 1st down. Carson Wentz, look at the numbers, 14 of 16, $147. He does have the pick there. 1st and 10. Young Kiv on the move, close inside that red zone now.
And notice he's changing his formation. When he's got more room on the field, he calls the offense we've been seeing. And now when he gets down into this red zone area, he goes to the single back ace. He feels good in it, and he's going to need it to deliver if he wants to tie this game and get closer, get it in with one possession.
Empty backfield for Carson Wentz, looking to the left, and he's going back to the right, and he's got a receiver. That was Hicks, right?
Yeah,
is that the linebacker?
The low throw. He tried to throw that earlier. He got a bad pass, but using that low pass mechanic, putting it where only his receiver can get it, and he's down to the 2-yard line.
I like it. See. On the hurry up, too. And there's Carson Wentz up the middle, and he is in the end zone. And Young Kiv back in the ball game at 17-13, pinning the extra point. The hometown guy from Edmonds, Washington, back in this ball game. And, guys, we're going to go down here at the end of the 3rd quarter, into that 4th quarter, just like we thought we would, with a very tight ball game, with the winner moving on to Orlando with 31 other participants later on in January, Zach.
And Larry, 17-14, Young Kiv, offensive guy all last season, and he's put on an amazing offensive show today. But what he
had space on the left side.
What he had the most pride in was his improvement on the defensive side of the ball from last year to this year. Last year he said, I can score anytime I want, but I can't always get that stop that I need. He led up 38 points to Mike in the championship of the Seahawks last season. This year he said, I can now get that stop. I don't have to rely on my offense. He needs that stop. He needs to prove that statement true, that his improved defense can get the job done here in the finals.
Both guys doing a pretty good job in the red zone now. Killer Mike also was the other guy that talked about how much he loved his red zone offense. He's proven that early on in this ball game with a 3-point lead. But Young Kiv just got the touchdown. We're going to go into the fourth quarter there with 2nd and 6 on the 4-yard gain by Tevin Coleman. And go ahead and put up the 4s. Seahawk fans, you 12s, you're used to it here at Central League Field. It's going down to the wire. There is Blaze there, the Blitz, the mascot. What up, Blitz? We have the Seagulls here, Frank Clark and Ode Abushi earlier signing autographs into the fourth quarter. Here we go, and there's a pass. Oh, and it's picked off the carom by Earl Thomas, and what a play by Shea Kivlin. Holy cow.
And Larry, that is the difference. We talk about defenders that have that 91 zone rating. They play that route. It leads to a tip, and Earl Thomas is there in a fortunate position to make the interception. That break on the ball, limited defenders do it. These guys stack. That is why they spend so much cap on those positions. It matters.
It does.
The tweaking of their lineups matter. The hours these guys put in matter. And now Kiv has the ball.
Hits Jerry Rice off the right-hand side there, coming across on that dig. Gain of about 8. Give him 9 on that one, 2nd and 1. So now the momentum on Young Kiv's side. Can he at least tie this ball game or maybe even take the lead here down by 3 at 17-14? You know this is going to be a good one. It's going to be basically who has the ball last is going to win this ball game. And there's a run by Sanders off the left-hand side. Look at Sanders, 7 carries, 66 yards. That is GOAT material right there. 17
of 19 for Wentz, and everybody wants to go deep. They want to make the big play. They want to put points on the board. But Kiv is showing you how you have the formula for a successful pass offense with these short passes, turning it upfield, moving the chains, being consistent. Makes it very hard to get to the quarterback. It makes it very hard to use the multiple short routes. You turn those short passes into bigger gains rather than just popping on your Xbox, chucking it downfield, and hoping that it works.
It's all about that yak. There he is. He's got him on the corner route. Look at Jerry Rice. Does he get in? No, he's down to the 1. Inside of the 1. Actually, it'll be 1st and goal for Young Kiv. And now Killer Mike is thinking, oh boy, the momentum has swung. Everything is against me now. How can I find a way to get off the field? And there is the QB sneak, and he is in the end zone. Young Kiv seesaws back in front. He has the lead here in front of his hometown fans. A 21-17 lead, and just like that, 14 unanswered from the blonde bomber from Edmonds, Washington. Young Kiv now with the lead, 21-17, Zach.
Do you think Killer Mike tightened up on his last drive?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When you're staring Kiv on the other side of the field, that can happen. You know his offensive firepower is there, and you know you're only a possession away at any time. So maybe got a little bit nervous, but now the game is in his control. He needs a touchdown. A field goal's not going to cut it. He has 3 timeouts, 3:40. He's got a potential of 2 more drives in this football game if he can just manage the situation, but he's got to. He has the whole world at his disposal if he wants to run the ball or if he wants to pass. It's completely up to him. The world is his oyster with the logistical situation left on the clock.
And he's going back to the running game, and there's Tevin Coleman off to the left-hand side, picks up about 13 or 14. That's a first down there. I wonder, though, has Killer Mike gotten a little gun shy? He was up 17-7. Kiv with that long drive, comes back, turnover. Kiv gets another score. That's got to make him take pause, right, Zach?
He's had a lot of plays, and Kiv is going to adjust the more and more he sees those plays. That 4th down throw he's been using, it's not going to work anymore. Those deep ball routes downfield, Kiv is probably going to take those away. And that's what's happening.
Back to pass, and he is sacked.
So that route on the left side of the field, he's hit a couple times, but it wasn't open in that situation. That's a testament to Kiv's ability to adjust on defense. Killer Mike maybe thought he had it before the snap, wasn't there, didn't want to force it, so that's smart. But you take the sack, and now it's at 2nd and 20. You got to start getting some of these yards back because you're in 4-down territory.
Hicks doing a great job, man, playing both sides of the ball. Caught a nice pass in the red zone down inside the 5-yard line, and they're just coming up with the 10-yard sack on Derek Carr. 2nd and 20 for Killer Mike, trailing in this ball game. About 3 minutes left. We're going down to the wire. There's a good throw by Ingram. It's caught, picks up about half of it, so it's going to be third down, not even half, third and 13 there.
He didn't want to dive. He wanted to rack that and turn it upfield. That Hicks that's in the middle of the field, that's Jordan Hicks, elite 92 overall and has 91 zone, a defender that is going to play like a safety.
Great move there by Ingram running, and he picks up the first down. Gain of 13 there for Killer Mike, and he's on the move. Under 3 minutes to go. Killer Mike down by 4 points. Boy, those, you got to be biting the nails right now. Those things mine would be down to nubs right about now. Mine would be bleeding.
Yeah,
how crazy that would be.
A tough moment. Do you try and make this the final drive and get that touchdown?
Well, here's the deal. Can you run off 2 minutes? I guess you can if you can get a nice run game going with Tevin Coleman. 13 carries, 34 yards, and maybe punching in.
You don't have the offensive line. Kiv's got the timeout.
That's the problem.
This is going to be a barn burner coming down. It's going to the 2-minute warning. Killer Mike's more than happy to take it there. And we've got 2 minutes for the title of Seahawks Club Champion.
We said it would come down to who would have the ball last. Right now, it's Killer Mike. Down 21-17. 14 unanswered points from Shea Kivlin, the pride of Edmonds, Washington, with the lead. But young Killer Mike, not young, Killer Mike, not old either. Veteran Killer Mike.
Medium-aged Mike.
Medium-aged Mike.
Middle-aged Mike.
Middle-aged Mike doing a great job. 2 minutes to go here. Down by 4. 2nd and 10 for the action green Seahawks. That is Killer Mike. Gun bunch back in one of his favorite West Coast formations there with the Raiders offense. He's got to get rid of it, and he's got a receiver. Randy Moss down.
And he is going for the win. He is going to try and win this. This is like Sully landing that plane in the Hudson. Like that was way more impressive, but this is also tactically impressive. The margin for error that Killer Mike is now putting on himself.
Do you go chew clock here? At least you get it around a minute left or under a minute.
You do, but he wants to let it run down rather than call it because then he gets more time, and he's cool with just kind of sitting there. But he is going for the win and the win only.
I like it. Go big or go home. And there's Coleman. Does he dole Patriots or does he score? He said, you know what, the heck with it. I'm going to score. I'm not playing any games. And now it's Killer Mike back in front by 2, right?
By 2 right now. He's going to try and make it 3. He punches it through, and now the game is in Kiv's hands. And if you had asked these two, would you rather be on offense? Would you rather be on defense?
Right. Both would have said offense.
Kiv wanted that stop. That was his chance to prove that his defense could stand up for him. But right now it's going to be his offense. That's your bread and butter. Mike, going to need that defense to come up big for him. It won him a championship last year. He needs 1 stop. What this guy's done in the club championship is amazing. It's amazing. He studies the game for this specific salary cap mode, and it is paying off.
And here's a guy, he doesn't have a lot of blowouts. He talked about it. He said, Larry, look, I'm not going to blow anybody out. Every game I'm going to be in is going to be pretty close. But he gets confidence from, you know, the way that he labs and the way that he studies and the way that he practices. And here he is, once again with a 3-point lead, about 1:07 left.
And Kiv
on the move.
Kiv has Graham Gano, 80 overall as his kicker, so he's probably got to get to about the 49-yard line just to make sure.
Oh, and there's the sack off the side, and that's Jadeveon Clowney with the sack off the left-hand side, and that's a loss of 8. That's a timeout from Young Kiv.
Kiv using that last timeout means this is the last drive of the game for him. 2nd and 18. He's been masterful at getting yards back out of long yardage situations, making them comfortable. Can he do it here?
Young Kiv, 2 timeouts remaining. 2nd and 18. He hits Jerry Rice off the left-hand side. Nice spin move. Still comes up short. Gain of about 16. We'll call it 3rd and 2. Tick, 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 tick.
He's going to let it run. Trying to find a play.
Smart play. He's going for the win.
43 seconds. Clock is moving. 3rd and 2.
Needs about 10 more yards to get in field goal range, right? He needs to get to around the 40. That'd make it about a 57-yard field goal. Wentz back to pass, and he's got Barry Sanders off the right-hand side. Gain of about 6 to about the 45. 33 seconds left. He picks up 5 more yards.
I'd like to see him get. I'd like to see him get to the 33 to 34, just to be safe, just to be there. He doesn't want to rely on that, though. He had a kick block in El Paso. Doesn't want to rely on that.
Got it. And he's got Jerry Rice there. Gain of about 9, and he's out at about the 31 there, so he's in range there. 2nd and inches for Shea Kivlin. Down by a field goal. Killer Mike up 24-21 Under 30 seconds remaining, and it's going down to the wire here in Rain City, live at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. And there's a pass completed to Jerry Rice off the right-hand side.
And now he has a guaranteed tied game if he can make the kick and avoid a block, but he's in range as long as he does not take a sack. So now that has to be a factor.
You go for the win.
You're going to go for the tie. You're going to go for the win, but you can't put the ball in harm's way because you're guaranteed overtime. So this is a very tricky situation for Kiv. How aggressive do you play this? Do you play for overtime, which you're looking good, or do you go for the end zone but potentially risk a tip, a pick? We've seen balls bounce around and be intercepted all game.
Can Killer Mike get off the field?
You got Jordan Hicks out there in a crucial moment with the football sneaking out of bounds. Killer Mike's loaded up with big hitters on the defense. Earl Thomas, Ed Reed, Rondé Barber, Chris Harris. Dangerous.
2nd down and 4 for Young Kiv, and once again he's working those flats big time. And there's a timeout there. He's got 1 timeout remaining, 13 seconds left. Around the 20-yard line, at the 20.
Got to
30 inches here.
Save a timeout, so no matter what, you can take it with 3 seconds left.
Looks like we're heading to overtime, and fakes it to Barry Sanders. And what is he going to do? He's going to take off with Carson Wentz, and he picks up the 1st down. We'll call a timeout with 4 seconds left. And here's the ball game right here on the foot of his kicker.
Did not fumble with Wentz. That's a huge moment in this game. And now, Killer Mike is going to try and ice him by taking the timeout. Heartbeat cam activated. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom.
Graham Gano will be the kicker for Young Kiv. 4 seconds left. Will he send this thing in overtime? And then in overtime,
Kiv's going to come out and spike the football to see if he can get around the ice mechanism. 2nd-level stuff here from Kiv with the spike. Mike's going to have to take another timeout.
He'll take another one. He's got 2 left.
Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom.
There's the timeout, so you know we're going to get the icing.
Is he going to spike it again? Double power move engaged.
Is he going to spike it again?
Triple spike. And then he's going to call
He's got another timeout.
And then we're going to get to about 1 second left, and it's going to be very risky.
There's the spike, 2 seconds left. You're right. This is
I can't tell you how high level this is.
I haven't seen this.
One
Not
person
with 3
figures
spikes.
this out, and then it just spreads.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And the whole chat right now is probably like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. But that's where getting that 1st down was huge, because then you have 3 downs to spike it. This is insane.
He's going for the spike again.
Ba-boom. Ba-boom.
He spikes. He's got 1 second left.
What if that took 2 seconds?
Man, I don't play any games there, man.
And Killer Mike is not in kick block formation. And Kiv, that might.
No, he got it. It's good. And we're heading to overtime. Woo!
He tucked that bad boy in off the right side.
Sure did.
I thought maybe he was thinking I get 4 points if I bank it. I don't know what he was thinking, but that's ice cold, man. That's a lot of pressure on this stage. And Kiv has won the coin toss in overtime.
Do you receive? Of course you do, but we saw that Skimbo in the Patriots series, the club championship, he deferred, went on defense, got a stop, and all he needed was a field goal, because you got to think, on defense, can the guy come down and score a touchdown on me?
If you're Kiv, you're an offensive guy, you're proud of your defense, but if you kick and you never get the ball, you can't live with that. You can't live with that decision. You put your offense on the field.
Unless you're a bad dude.
Incredible
bad dude.
Completion percentage. You stick with it. Barry Sanders is working. Carson Wentz is working for you. You're in overtime, and you're trying to deliver a victory to Edmonds, to Seattle, and represent the Seahawks.
All right, here's the rematch. Once again, Killer Mike won last year by a touchdown, 38-31, to capture the Seahawks Club Championship. Young Kiv back this season, revenge on his mind. Don't want to say it's in his heart, but man, he wants this one so bad. He wants to represent Rain City. He says, it's my time, it's my town. He's got a shot here, 1st and 10 from right at midfield. He hands off to Barry Sanders. He's got some room. Can he make a man miss? No, but he does pick up about 6 or 7 there. 2nd and we'll call it 3 for Young Kiv.
And if you're not certain, he needs a touchdown to win this game. A touchdown would win it. A field goal would give Killer Mike a full possession to get a field goal or to get a touchdown to win it.
Carson Wentz plenty of time, and he's going to the sidelines. Does not hold on to it. 3rd down and 3 coming up here for Young Kiv. What can you do if you're Killer Mike? I mean, he's running the ball. He's hitting all of those flats in those corners.
He can adjust and play a hard flat, which is a coverage adjustment where the defender will stop giving him those short throws. But if you do that, you do risk going downfield. You got to call it at the right time.
Coming up the side, and he's going down. Huge fourth down right here to be 4th and about 7 or 8 for Young Kiv right here. Huge play call.
And we talked about him not kicking. Could he punt here? Yes. Will he? No, because he's an offensive guy, 4th and 7. If he didn't have a play for this situation, he wouldn't be sitting in that chair playing for the Seahawks
There are
championship.
plays on the play sheet for 4th and 7. Totally different than 4th and 17. 4th and 7 here for Young Kiv. Back to pass. Mike trying to bring a little pressure off the side on him. What a great block there by the lineman. And he picked it up in a dot to his receiver, Jerry Rice. Oh my gosh, what a pickup there by the offensive lineman. Saved the game for Young Kiv. Wow.
He steps up in the pocket. If you're young, you're watching this, don't roll back. Step up in the pocket, let your blockers do their thing. Surgical throw with the game on the line.
Gun bunch, there's Barry Sanders off the left-hand side, picks up about 6. 2nd down and 4 coming up. Give him 8, actually. 2nd down and 2. Now if you're Killer Mike, you're sweating.
You need your defense to come up and make a big hit. Barry Sanders, elusive back, if you can square him up. He's got to be a little bit fatigued in this situation. Can you hit him?
Carson Wentz back to pass, and he's got Sanders in the flat. Oh, and the spin move. Oh, he fumbled. Oh, he did it. You said it. You have to be careful there. The spin move the first time all day that Barry Sanders lays it on the ground. And it's Killer Mike that gets his 3rd turnover in overtime, and now it's on the hands and on the sticks of the Air Force Command Post Controller, Killer Mike.
The 12s cannot believe it.
Wow.
The 12s cannot believe it. I believe it.
Wow.
Killer Mike's going to have to go 90. Have to go 60 yards to get in the field goal range.
Probably. There's Tevin Coleman, got some room on the left-hand side. 15, 20, runs out of bounds after a 21-yard gain there. Tevin Coleman with the big game. So far, 15 rushes, 91 yards.
He went for the win with the Barry spin. He likes his red zone offense down there.
Sometimes, folks.
That's tough. Sometimes Madden's easy.
Oh, man.
Sometimes
Guys,
it's hard.
12s, if you don't take anything from today, just remember, sometimes Madden is good to you, and sometimes Madden is not good to you.
And he's got to find a way to stop this run. This run's been giving him fits. He makes good adjustments. He adjusted to his last opponent's run game. Let's see if Killer Mike goes for the win here.
How do you hold on to that ball that long? 2nd down and 4, and it's a loss of 14 with the sack by Young Kiv. Young Kiv saying, not so fast, my friends. Defensively holding up well.
Larry, this is a really awkward situation. 3rd and 18. You have to punt on 4th down, because if you give Kiv the ball back, it's instant field goal, game over. So now you're managing all this stuff. You've got to get it to 4th and 8 or less. You've already converted on multiple 4th downs. I don't think he has another play that can get him the yardage. He needs to make this much more manageable, 4th and 6 or less.
Gun bunch, let's see if he can buy some time here. You know, that's what he's trying to do. Tevin Coleman offset to the left-hand side.
That inside throw to the left to Moss. Notice Kiv slid his defender out on that left side of the screen.
He did. He's got Ingram. Well, down to the 30, going to come up about 4 yards short.
Let's see. I mean,
4th and 4, I think he may go for it here. He is. He's in the gun.
He's not giving Kiv the ball back.
No, he's not.
And 4th and 4 for the game, because Kiv would take the ball over in field goal range. 4th and 4 for the game. Killer Mike must convert. Otherwise, it could be over.
Here it is for all the marbles right here, guys. 4th down and 4 for Killer Mike in the gun. Back in that gun bunch. Campbell offset to the right-hand side. Derek Carr barking out the audibles. In the gun, back to pass. 4th down and 4. A huge play here. He's got X wide open. Wow, Randy Moss, you saw it. He went upfield. Great sight adjustment by Ran-Yu right up the gut. Huge gain there, and Young Kiv starting to feel it a little bit, Zach.
Using the right stick to playmaker Randy Moss. Tell him, hey, cut up in the middle of the field. It's wide open. Takes the direction, delivers a dot, and now he's getting on the brink of field goal range. Needs about 10 yards. His kicker is Brandon McManus, so maybe only about 8 yards. Let's see if he runs the ball.
Ooh,
big hit.
Wow, what a hit there. Those guys are bringing it up the gut there. Good job by Calais Campbell. Covered him down at Miami. Dude is like 6'8". He's a big boy.
And he's only 83 overall in this version. The other players on his D-line, Mean Joe Green, 75 overall. Vince Wilfork, 59 overall. These are a weak spot for Kiv, and he needs it to become a strength for him with a minute to go in overtime.
Killer Mike's going to have to pass the ball here if he wants to advance the ball and move the ball. 2nd down and 12 for Killer Mike. Fakes the handoff to Coleman. And he's got him. Nuked the bomb. No, he didn't hold on to it. DeAndre Hopkins, it's incomplete. There he is, Derek Carr. A huge day, though. 12 of 20, 260 in the air. A couple of bombs to Randy Moss and Jerry Rice earlier in the ball game. 3rd down and 12. He's got to get some positive yards here.
He is not in field goal range.
No, he's not.
He's in 4-down territory. Critical 3rd down.
3rd and 12 for Killer Mike. Gun bunch to the left side. Back offset to the right side. Derek Carr in the gun.
Thinks the pressure's coming off the right side.
Blocked and picked up well. He's got plenty of time.
Not open.
Nobody's open. He's got to throw it, and he held on to the ball too long. Great defense by Young Kiv there. I was looking at X and B, and everybody was covered.
And now I think you punt. I think you have to punt in this situation. 4th and 22, there is nothing for that. With the way the clock is in overtime, these guys, this level, the razor-thin margin between these two players
look at that, the
unreal.
nerves.
And he is going to go for it.
Wow, are you serious?
Maybe
Killer Mike?
Check the out route to Hopkins. Check the out route to Hopkins on the far right. He got beat by it once earlier today. Will he have the time?
If you're scared, go to church here. Good blitz pickup there. Does he have time? He's got X once again. Oh my gosh, he caught it. Randy Moss once again. How many 4th down conversions is that, Zach? That is 6 or 7 by my count.
4th.
Did he do it again?
Mike and Kiv is crushed. He gave up that playmaker once.
That is 6 or 7 4th down conversions. And guys, I'm not talking 4th and 2. They've all been like 4th and 15, 4th and 20.
And here's the game.
And he's going for the field goal right here. It's going to be from about 45 yards.
He's going to let it tick down. Kiv going for the block.
It's up, and it is right down the middle. And for the 2nd straight year, Killer Mike will be representing the Seattle Seahawks. He is the Madden 18 Seahawks champion. Killer Mike going back to back, and he's going to Orlando in the end of January. Congratulations once again to Killer Mike. Congratulations to Shea Kivlin. What a ball game. The best ball game that I've ever called in a Madden tournament. Wow, what an event this has been.
Larry, those two guys went back and forth all game long. The offense, the defense, overtime, razor-thin margins.
Wow.
The difference being 4th down. That's where Killer Mike really sold this game. Put it away with those huge 4th down conversions, not being afraid to go. I would have punted, and that is why I am not up on that one. And that is why Killer Mike is your back-to-back Seahawks champion in Seattle. Wow. You have a chance to win not just the first club championship, but the 2nd one amongst all teams.
With all
you have
31 competitors, not 7.
Great person and a great Madden player at the same time. Killer Mike has done it.
Wow, I mean, 6 or 7 4th downs. I mean, Killer Mike, folks, don't get it twisted. He earned this Seattle Seahawks Madden 18 championship. He did not kind of just slide through the cracks. He earned everything he got. That is a championship performance right there, Zach. What a great day for that young man. Look, I know he's in the Air Force, a command post controller. Veterans Day wasn't too long ago. Memorial Day has passed. It's salute the service in the NFL. I salute Killer Mike. What a heck of a performance that was.
Incredible run for this kid in these club series. That salary cap mode, he's proven time and time again that he has what it takes. And whatever they want to say about him in the community, whether he lost to scheming or not,
you got to give that guy props.
He has continuously done it, and he deserves to be called a champion. And for the 2nd straight time, he is your Seahawks Club champion, Larry.
And he is standing by now over with Jackie with the back-to-back Seahawks champion. Jackie, take it away with Killer Mike.
Thanks so much, guys. Wow, what a game. First of all, let's give it up for our runner-up, Young Kiv. What an incredible finals we had here at CenturyLink Field. Come on, 12s, make some noise for these players. Now, KillerMike, you were so effective on 4th down, but what was going through your mind? Why did you make that decision to go for it on 4th and 22 there in overtime?
His offense was amazing the whole game. I just didn't want to give him the ball back.
Now for you, you said that you were feeling the pressure coming into this game as the defending champion. Now that it's over and you repeat, how are you feeling right now?
I feel great. It was an amazing game. It was the closest game I've had on this big of a stage, and I'm just really happy that I won.
Yeah, what do you have to say about Young Kiv? This is the 2nd year in the row that you guys faced off in the final, and what a game that was.
Yep, I thought he played amazing, and I think he'll do great going forward.
You get to represent the Seahawks once again in the Madden 18 championship. What's that mean to you?
It means everything. I did it last year, and I'm going to do it again this year.
All right, everyone, let's give it up for your Madden 18 Seahawks champion, KillerMike.
What? Zach cover. Oh, that was pretty good.
Larry, I was not expecting that confetti cannon, but I'm going to go purchase one of those on the way home. That scared the daylight.
Oh, man, you took cover. Look at, there's KillerMike, the Madden 18 Seahawks champion, the Seahawks Madden 18 champion there with the Seagulls. And yes, you got Blitz up there. The Seahawks map. Blitz, did you change outfits, dude? I just saw him in white, and then I saw him in gray, and now he's in action green. I like Blitz. He's a cool dude.
Good swag on the uniform.
Scouts, Blitz, come on up here and say hi to us, man. Come on.
Bring it in.
I just
in.
want to say, you've been in.
Oh man, yeah! Bird down! Bird down!
Bird down! Good job, brother. Good job. This is my guy, man.
Wow! It is getting wild here. It is lit. That's what the kids say. It is insane in here. We got confetti. We got Blitz. We got the stage is a big gap. I will say I almost went down there once.
In New York City, we got trains and it says kind of like avoid the gap or watch the gap or mind the gap.
Yeah. Now, Larry,
Blitz got to watch the gap.
I want you to put it on paper. KillerMike. He's already represented them once and won a championship. Do you think he can do it again this year? Or now you got a guy like Skimbo coming in for the Patriots. You're going to get 32 champions. Do you think KillerMike can do it again? Is he your favorite? Are you willing to go out on a limb this early?
He's my personal favorite. I like him as a person. There's some competition out there, dude. I mean, he's going to have, Eric Wright probably, he's going to be coming out with the Chargers. You got Skimbo with the Patriots. There is some huge and some big-time competition there. I'm not ready to take that leap. I love KillerMike. He was my favorite. I had him winning this thing. But how about Kiv showing up with heart? I'm talking about fight. That's what the Madden community likes to talk about. That was some big-time fight there by Kiv, representing the youth and representing Edmond, Washington. I'm really proud of Kiv and what he did today and how he showed up. It took everything to beat him. You had to have your A game to knock out Kiv. And KillerMike, he had his A+ game today.
That sound was not the confetti cannon. It was the sigh of other competitors that Kiv, unfortunately, couldn't get the victory because nobody wants to play that offense. And with that level of defense he showed that he has today, he proved he will be competing in these upcoming majors and be a force to be reckoned with all season long. Shout out to both those guys. What a performance.
Yeah, and you look at the, the Madden Club Championship will be later in January at the Pro Bowl. I think right now the favorite has to be Skimbo because he's won so much. Yeah, he is the favorite right now. But KillerMike, I'll tell you what, he's not going to give it to you.
Skimbo's Alabama. He's going to be there. Yeah. And until somebody takes him down, there's just nothing else that can really be there. But if you like this type of environment, this venue, more and more club championships will be going on the channels that you're watching right now. So make sure to follow these channels. Get ready. The Jets Club Series, or Club Championship, is coming up next in November. And
November 29th, a week from Wednesday.
Events coming up in December and January. So there'll be more and more of these. All 32 teams are participating in this. It's bigger. It's better than ever. The prize pool is better than ever. And the competition clearly is tighter than it's ever been before. So follow the channel. Get involved. great representatives for the community in this championship.
We'll see you next on November 29th. That's a week from Wednesday at MetLife Stadium. I'll be there with the New York Jets, Jets, Jets. Gang Green, I'll be in my backyard, so that's when we'll see you next. But once again, we'll leave you with this final note. Congratulations to the Air Force Command Post Controller. That is KillerMike. Back-to-back Seahawks champion. Congratulations. They'll be going to Orlando for Zach Farles, a.k.a. the Madden Bible. Kids call him Farles. I'm Larry Ridley. We're signing off here from Seattle. It's been great. We'll see you next time. We'll see you November 29th, MetLife Stadium in New Jersey.
My fantasy team dominated last week.
Did you see that Doug Baldwin catch? It was unreal. Bring that up.
Check this out.
Okay, this is what happened. It was 3rd and 12. I explode off the line. I juke the defender. I see the pass. It's a little bit ahead of me, so I lay out to grab it. Soft hands, baby.
As a trusted technology provider of the Seattle Seahawks, CenturyLink connects you to your home team and the power of the digital world. CenturyLink, your link to what's next.